Hey, what's up? We are back with a new video. I just got off of work, but let me tell y'all, a lot of stuff is going on in these nursing facilities dealing with this pandemic. So I want you all to stay safe. Keep me in your prayers because it's getting closer and closer. A couple of facilities that some of my friends work at, they are dealing with that pandemic. So a lot of places, not only the hospitals have a shortage, but a lot of nursing care facilities don't have enough equipment to deal with that pandemic. So some of the places that some of my friends work at as a CNA, they're yet dealing with that in some of these places in Dallas. So y'all keep me in your prayers. I look at the place that we're at, I'm like, we're not prepared. We might can deal with maybe one or two, but if we deal with a case where it's like 66 residents, there's nowhere in the world a place can handle that. And a facility have about 66 residents to get it, because once it happened in a facility, it's hard to contain it. It spreads like wildfire. Like, even if the flu break out, it spreads like wildfire, meaning that a whole hallway or two hallways can get it. So definitely being praying, pray up. A couple of people have went on the news and said, this is the time to get your loved ones out of a hospital, out of a nursing home, and take them home if you can. But in reality, a lot of folks can't take their loved one at home. It ain't the fact that they can't do it. It's the fact that a lot of these residents, a lot of your loved ones take a lot of care. Oxygen tank, feeding tank, they need 24/7 care. And a lot of families don't have the space and don't have the type of equipment to take care of their loved ones for 24/7 care. So a lot of places, a lot of family members are just taking that risk of putting their loved ones in the nursing home and just put it in God's hands, because that's all you can do. So, but if you can, I would suggest this is the time that you do it, because once it break out, it's hard to contain it. I work on the front lines, and I said, once it break out, it's hard to contain it. Now the issue is, a lot of people say, well, Wiley, why is it breaking out if they say no visitors? Because the employees like myself and others get to go home or whatever else you do. You're not contained. Now, if it was a facility where you couldn't leave, you live on the facility, you live there, you ain't leaving, you ain't all that, then it's a low possibility of that place getting infected with it. But since the employees and yet vendors are able to come to and from back home, if they get infected or something, then it's a possibility that a resident will get it. All it takes is one, and once that one break out, it's hard to contain it. And it's just very, very, it's difficult to contain it. Like, nurse homes are already struggling to keep up with staffing. And if it were to break out in a lot of these nursing homes, a lot of nursing homes will suffer, meaning a lot of residents will suffer more. If the employees are suffering, the residents will suffer even more if that were to spread in a lot of these nursing care facilities. And some of them are already not top quality nursing care facilities in the first place. A lot of their staff is not equipped or even trained to even deal with the simple isolation. But yet you're talking about a pandemic. Oh my God, a lot of places will just suffer because a lot of them can't even handle stuff now. You talking about that? No way. So y'all pray for a lot of these facilities and stuff like that. So, well, let's talk about the Armon Wiggins coming on the Wiley Show, right? So he came on the Wiley Show and we had a conversation. I was looking at y'all comments and I had a conversation with Tank. Now, before Armon came on, of course, I brought it up to him because he's only the first one, one of my top advisors or people that I can just pour my heart out to it. I could just trust him in that matter. So I brought his name up and he said, wow, he want to come on your show. He must be struggling in views. I'm like, why you say that? He said, Wiley, every time, he calls you or requests, needs you, either reach out to you, it's always dealing with a show. And he said, if you could remember and go back when you was on Chase in Atlanta, when you was featured, he just reached out to you out of the blue and said, hey, Wiley, let's talk. And I looked at it and I started to go to his channel. I just said, let me go to his channel and let me see. And I said, I get it. I said, he want to start like some drama with me. He want to start like a pandemic and some drama with me, and he want to start some problems with me to create buzz for the show. So I was like, should I take this bait? Should I get in a beef? Should I drag him and he could respond? And then some told me I just don't feel an interest with dragging him because I'm dealing with a lot. I don't feel like dragging him right now. But I'm like, if that's what he wanted, he could have came on camera, and I probably would have dragged him if he would have came on camera. But when you're on the phone, it's just like, you know, I don't really like the phone thing. I like when you come on camera because it's better. And he knew that, and I was like, okay, are you gonna come on camera? No, I don't want to come on camera. Let's do it on the phone. So we did it on the phone. But if I was in that space on the camera, then maybe I could have dragged him. You know, I love when we do StreamYard. Then maybe we would have got heated, and that would drive up the views. I think that's what he wanted, but he just don't want to help Wiley. It's like he wanted that as a beef because I'm constantly seeing him on his channel, and he went yesterday to talk on his channel. He said, I don't mess with the ops. And again, not saying my name, you know, the same issue, the problem. I'm like, I say his name, then I'm seeing people that be in my inbox and on his channel. I'm looking like, talk about how much they love him and how they don't deal with the ops. And I'm like, how you gonna call him and tell him you don't deal with the ops, but you be calling me? Like, I don't understand that. It was a person that called to his line, yeah, I agree with you, and I don't deal with the ops, but you called me and we had a whole conversation, but yet you don't deal with the ops. And I'm just looking at all this phony stuff. So I'm listening to him talk, and I'm listening to him having this conversation, and it is a lot that I wanted to do because I was telling people, I said he reached out to me. Now what he wanted me to drag, but no, I'm like, you reached out to me. I'm like, let's talk, because I get it. If we were to work together, we could have made a lot of money together. But of course, he keeps saying his reasoning, because I replayed the video back. Oh, I would never associate myself with you. Boy, you lie. You will associate yourself with me at any kind of point. And they said, why did you bring up Daytime, Tea Time, and Tasha K? I bring them up because it helps me with my argument. And number one, we on YouTube. This could have happened privately. We could have had a private conversation before it went public. We could have. He said, I want to come on the channel, and I don't understand why you talking about me. And this is why I just know he be intoxicated, and he be doing them drunk texts. He be doing them drunk react, because you be drunk and you think this would be lit. And then once you sober up, like, man, why did you do that? Because number one, you drink too much on your camera. You drink too much, and it's all that drinking. And I'm like, because why are you reaching out? And then I went on his channel. I'm like, he's struggling for views. Because in the celebrity gossip spectrum, a lot of people in the celebrity gossip, realm are struggling for content. They don't have no content. Their content is celebrity gossip. And all the celebrities is quarantined or isolated in their houses. And they ain't got no mess because they just in their house. So he's struggling for content. Okay? And I could it's a lot of storylines I can come up with. I'm very creative in creating a beef and a storyline. I create one right now. But I'm like, why? If you're not going to give me that same type of respect as say my name. Now, if he was willing to put respect on my name and say my name, I give him 2 exclusive storylines that we could just go back and forth with. Okay? Back and forth with. But he's not willing to do so because he is afraid that if I get Wiley over this 10,000 subscriber threshold, then he's gonna grow even more, and I don't want to help him grow. And I know he's watching. I know his boyfriend is watching the show, and then my team, some of my close, moderators and producers, they be like, "You need to block him." I said, "No. The reason I don't want to block him is because I like having him around. It's good for content. It's good for business. Why I'm gonna block him?" So I said, I'm not going to block him. I just want him to put respect on my name. And of course, he went on his channel, did say my name. And a lot of people thought he was talking about King Payne. And I said, that's what you get. And he kept saying, I'm not talking about King Payne. I'm not talking about King Payne. You know why they keep saying that? It's because you are so you're such a person that's into yourself that you don't want to put respect on somebody else's name, a platform you went on. Period. You went on my platform, you called into my show, and you don't want to say, hey, I was on the Wiley Show. He's afraid because he know once I say Wiley's name, that's going to drive in traffic. And this is another reason why I know he's jealous. And I'm going to keep saying it because he know I'm telling the truth. That's why he's reaching out. It's because when you even type in my name in the chat, you can't. It's going to be automatically held for review, meaning that the moderators know not to allow you on the show. He have lost a couple of moderators. He changed up moderators because if you're not loyal to him only or to people that he like, whether it's daytime teacher. Oh, I'm going to say some names. I got to say some names too. I don't care how mad they get. I'm going to say some names like Neek at Night. All these people, he's cool with them. But if they say they like Wiley or Incident, he will instantly get them off. And I know it's wrong for me to say names, why? Because it's right to say names because I know I'm telling the truth. If I wasn't telling the truth, then I wouldn't have to say their name. But it's the truth. Because last time, yeah, he's friends with daytime tea time today, but I remember a time. He dragged Candace. And what did he say? I'm glad you asked me that question. He said that she is trash, that she ain't got no personality. He even said that Candace is blackballing me and doing Tasha K dirty work. He did call her that. He called it a U word. He said all that about daytime tea time. So everything he accused him, Brother Wiley, he have done it on a bigger scale. I'm at a disadvantage because I don't have that big, massive platform. Okay? I wouldn't necessarily we made up. We had a conversation. It's going to take a long time. We had a conversation, but I'm still not going to bend down and kiss his butt. That ain't going to happen. Because he's still talking about Tasha. He's still talking about Mott Radio. He's still talking about them people. And you think I'm going to bend down and kiss your butt? No. Okay? Now, if we was working together like Tasha K was working with Storm Monroe, he bring me down to California, I meet his man, we eat dinner, we sign the NDA, then he could get some type of loyalty. Because I have done business with some bloggers. You don't hear me really dragging them some bloggers because we done business together and we done business. We got good business moves. So I have made some good business moves. But with Armon Wiggins, you have to have an NDA with that person. You have to have that so we can have the business. If we have that, it'll be good business. It's some people that I'm currently working with that I don't like at all. Okay? But business trump how I feel about you personally. Because if it's good business, I would work with you even though I can't stand the way you breathe around me. Some people I can't stand. Okay? It's some people I can't stand that I potentially have worked with. Still can't stand their guns. Because standing when I first came in, still can't stand you. Because standing when I left, still can't stand you. Okay? It's something that I just can't stand in real life. Because I thought, man, maybe it just be on camera. Baby, in real life. Because I asked that question. In real life, do I think I like them? In real life, I can't stand you. Now that's something. In real life. And I wish I could have put my hands. I wish. Sometimes we as humans wish that we could put our hands on some people. Sometimes. Sometimes in real life, you just want to just touch. But I can't. But in real life, but you can't do it. You can't do it. Okay? But in real life, if it wasn't no consequences or repercussions, you could just snatch somebody up in real life. I just felt it. It's just in real life, you just want to snatch. I'm literally talking about snatch from the neck up. How you ever just want to just grab somebody from their neck and just snatch them up and just give them a good old-fashioned body slam? And just like an elbow. I had a dream last night that I was wrestling somebody and I jumped off the top of the rope and did like a flip. I I was late for work because I had this dream. Somebody I just did not like. And I just wanted to just do like a back body flip or something on that individual. And I woke up. That's how bad I hate this individual. With some people that I just did not like. And I had a dream that I was in a main event wrestling match. And I whipped their tail. And I jumped off the rope and just flipping down. And before I was able to do contact, I woke up. I had a dream like I was in a wrestling match. I wasn't worried about Miss Rona. I wasn't worried about no social distances. Okay, so it is some people like that, all right? These coworkers look at me like I'm crazy, but I had to put it in because I felt in my spirit. I couldn't even get home before I get this off my chest. So we had the conversation, and I know what it was. So, make you want to hit somebody in the back of the head, okay? Hello, did you just watch right before you went? I did. I watch a lot of wrestling, so that was on my brain. I'm like, whoa. And I was watching, because I went to sleep early. It's just that conversation that I had with a mind. It kind of like drained me a little bit, because I really wanted to drag. I didn't really know what to do, so I literally started watching wrestling, and I went to sleep. After that conversation that I had with him, really went to sleep and went to sleep. That's how I said today. So after that, I did want to talk about the King of the Tiger, or Tiger King, and Carol and John Exotic, or them two characters. That documentary was so good, you guys. This man had all them tigers, had a zoo, but one thing about him that got to him is his ego. You gotta be careful copyright infringing off of people's ideas when you don't have the legal, the money or the legal expertise to fight them in court. So he started to steal Carol stuff, her idea, her logo and stuff, and she sued him from copyright. Instead of him changing up, he kept doing it. It was such a big beef that he got like a doll of her and just shot the doll. And then Carol had her dark history that she allegedly killed her husband, because her husband was into having animals and tigers and stuff. Her husband was wealthy. So allegedly they said Carol killed her husband and fell to the tigers. In that documentary, the secretary was over the estate. She was in the will, right? To be the executive of the estate, you know. But Carol and her brother, or that worked at the police force, they broke into the place and stole the will and destroyed the documents. She got a new will and made herself as the executive of the estate, everything in charge of the documents, in charge of everything. She made everything in her name. She had all the money. And then since they didn't find his body, you was able to legally mark him as dead for like 5 years or 10 years. I forgot. I think whatever that date was, the deadline to legally classify him as dead, she did it on that day. Not a day later, she had classified him as dead. The judge classified him as dead. They never found the body. Now, mind you, Carol, have tigers. She have the tiger sanctuary. And yeah, 5 years. So on that 5th year, baby, she said he dead. And she knew she was dead. If you fed the man to the tigers, you already know, baby. 5 years, you ain't gonna find his body. The baby. Did y'all see fried green tomatoes? And Cecily Tyson kept telling the white sheriff, the secret is in the sauce. That was telling them that white man was barbecued. They barbecued that man. She knew exactly that man was dead. The tiger ate him. The secret was in that tiger belly, because tigers is hungry. Now, one of the employees from Joe Exotic Zoo that worked with, was a zookeeper. She put her arm in the cage, and the tiger clawed her arms, and literally blood was everywhere. She went to the hospital. They said it's gonna be a while to bring this arm, a lot of care you're gonna need. And she said, chop it off. That woman went back 6 days later. Now, y'all already know Joe Exotic was a predator. He would drug men up to date them and to marry him. He had 2 men. He had a husband, and then he had another man. And the guy that he had was straight. So that guy was gay for pay, because he was giving him meth and all that. I call him Snaggletooth. Now, I don't know his name, but you know the man that was Snaggletooth, okay? So Snaggletooth left Joe Exotic for one of the secretaries, okay? One of the secretaries, name was John, aka Snaggletooth, for the secretary married this woman because he wasn't attracted to men. He was attracted to women, and he only was attracted to Joe because Joe had the coin. He would buy them trucks and everything like that. Joe, Snaggletooth, he ain't Snaggletooth no more. He actually got good teeth. I saw him on TMZ. What was his name? What's the guy's name? The one that was Snaggletooth, John. He got good teeth, pearly white teeth, and everything like that. But it was definitely a lot going on in that documentary. Now, another guy that worked with Joe Exotic. Let me turn my air and raise my windows. I'm sorry, they like doing the roof and everything. They like doing the roof and everything. Let me turn my AC on. I think that'll be a little bit better. Right, I'm in my car. So he left. The guy left and married a woman. Boom. Now Joe Exotic was struggling because Carol was suing him, and he was getting all these lawsuits, and he couldn't afford. He put the place in his mama name, everything. So Carol was suing. When I tell you, she wasn't like some of these congressmen that dropped lawsuits. Baby, that woman kept on his neck with that lawsuit. She didn't play. So he met this other man that was a con artist that would take pictures with tigers to get some punani. He would take pictures with tigers to get some punani. And this particular person was Jeff Lowe, was a scam artist, okay? AKA scam artist. So he gave Joe some money, Joe Exotic, like $35,000. But then it happened so bad that she was this close, capable of taking Joe Exotic, zoo, that he put the zoo and Jeff Lowe's name. So once Jeff got the keys to the kingdom, he cut Joe Exotic off. Then in this documentary, it gets really, really weird because according to the documentary, Joe Exotic was trying to pay somebody, a hitman, to take Carol out. Okay? Paying the man $3,000 to take Carol out in Florida. So this overweight fat man with no neck was working with the government to put him on people. He put on the wire to catch him and to catch him up on tape to try to take out Carol. So the government was watching Joe Exotic. They wanted Joe Exotic, and he was caught up because he got a lot of people that was snitching on him, right? Joe said that the fat dude looked like Chucky Dog. Yeah, he said he looked like a Chucky Dog. Now, Joe can read. And Joe is he's a roast and a gagger, right? So, literally, the government is on him. Okay? So, if you all have not seen it, y'all need to see it. All I know is that I believe that the state did not have a lot for Joe. But somebody tricked, I guess the fat guy that looked like Chucky, told that Joe Exotic was killing the tigers and he buried them tigers. They started getting him for animal abuse charges for murdering the tigers. And they found some old tiger bones. So their case was weak for hire to kill charges. That case was weak. So how they really got him was for killing the animals. That's how they got Joe Exotic. They got him for that. Because their case for the kill to pay. All right. All right, we back. All right, so